In dog training world, on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok, in dog training world, it's very common to hear that you are meant to be the leader to your dog. The problem is that every dog trainer, and every individual person for that matter, has a different opinion of what leadership looks like. Are you supposed to be an alpha to whom your dog submits? Are you meant to be more of like a sergeant where you're giving your dog commands? Is your dog supposed to obey and listen to everything you say? Well, I think it's time we all come out and say that everybody's lens of leadership looks different. I think we have to confront the fact that there is no one way to be a leader. And in fact, what it really boils down to is the relationship and the protocols and the behaviors you want to have between the interactions of you and your dog. So if you really want to dig deep into what leadership means and how to be a good, effective leader for you and your dog, let's get into it. What's up guys, it's Jenna with Dog Liaison, where I coach you on how to enhance your dog's mental health. I'm a professional dog trainer, and in my signature program, the Recovering Rover program, I work with guardians of dogs facing multiple anxiety related disorders that might demonstrate aggression, reactivity, and separation anxiety. A lot of the time, my clients come to me and they ask me questions like, how much am I supposed to tell my dog what to do? How do I become a leader? What do I do to be a good, effective leader for my dog? I know I'm supposed to, but what does that actually mean? As I said before, I think it's highly individualized, so that's number one. But interestingly enough, when I sat down to do this video, I had made up all the script already, but I happened to be scrolling through Instagram this morning, and Adam Grant, who I follow on Instagram, ended up posting something that I want to share here. He said, many of the people who are most excited to learn about leadership are narcissists. Here's some data. People with inflated egos are drawn to theories that glorify leader dominance and charisma. Great leaders view their roles as acts of service, not an avenue for authority and attention. I couldn't have said it better. When I was growing up, my mom would tell me that a great leader is also an excellent follower. The best leaders in the world have practiced what it is to be a follower, have practiced being off stage. And I want you to examine this philosophy within your relationship with your dog. Do you know how to be on the sidelines and let your dog take center stage? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to sit on the sidelines, observe your dog, and know when your dog is asking for your help and when he is not? Your role as your dog's leader is to be there when your dog needs service. When your dog needs help, you step in and give that service. That's different than I tell my dog what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Now let's talk about when a dog would need help and when a dog wouldn't. I think for starters, we need to address that a dog's breed is a very, very influential factor in how much support they need. Here's a reality. There are certain breeds that have been artificially selected for their ability to obey commands that humans give them and not deviate. There are breeds that have been selected, there are dogs that have been selected for their willingness to do exactly what is asked of them, and they do not think independently. And then there are breeds who are bred to be independent thinkers, bred to go out into the middle of the woods, do exactly whatever they want, think logically, get the animal that they are hardwired to get, and then come running right back to their guardian and say, I did the thing. There are individuals who are selected for their creativity, for their ability to take center stage. On the Dog Liaison podcast, I had one of my clients, Team River, and I'll link it in the description box below. We were talking about how her Shetland sheepdog is wired, her breed is wired to listen to mom, to look to mom for help on every little thing. And what we found was that when mom was finally willing to let River take the lead and take center stage, River had a really hard time with that role. River had a really hard time making decisions for herself. She didn't know how it felt. She didn't know what it was like. And there was absolutely about a month period where both of them fell off, where their communication was not in alignment, because they were both learning how to shift roles. Mom was learning how not to dictate, how not to say what to do, when to do, and how to do it. And River was learning how to be center stage and make decisions for herself. But after they got that initial month, their relationship changed. Their relationship and their abilities shifted. River became more confident out in the world, and mom felt more relaxed with River on the leash. It's not something that you just know how to do. It's not something that you're just gonna wake up tomorrow and you're gonna know how to let your dog take center stage and know exactly when they need your help and when they don't. I wanna be very clear. I'm not giving you a tutorial that you can just go implement today and it's gonna work like magic. No. In fact, it's something that you have to practice. You have to practice sitting on the sidelines, not giving your dog direction, and then practice identifying when your dog is asking you for help. Practice identifying when your dog is looking at you going, I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now, can you give me some direction? And this is what leadership actually is. Leadership is letting your dog be the star of the show most of the time and knowing when it's time for you to intervene and give your dog service, give your dog an act of service to better enhance their life. That, in my opinion, is what leadership is all about. It is not about dictating and commanding your dog every single moment. It is not about your dog obeying you. Your dog is intelligent. Your dog is capable of making decisions. My dog, for example, is incredibly independent. And one of the reasons why we work so well is because I need an independent dog. I have to admit, my personal flavor, my personal dogs that I like to live with are not very clingy. I get very annoyed, shall we say, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, living with a dog who's constantly needy. And so one of the reasons me and Max work so well is because he loves being center stage. He loves looking at an environment and going, I know what I'm supposed to do right now. And in fact, our relationship is so much more harmonious when I'm not barking a bunch of orders at him, when I'm not telling him what to do, when to do, and how to do it, because he can think for himself. You will find how intelligent and how confident and how amazing your dog is if you practice letting your dog take center stage and only jumping in to give your dog some support as an act of service when they need it. If you enjoyed this video, it would really be supportive if you hit like, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I drop a new video, and I'll see you guys next week.